I know I've said I'm on this spiritual journey, and it was just an awakening that my wife and I had experienced June of 2019. It was like the first week of June. But I've been reading about ayahuasca, DMT, and it's like like I said, I'm learning a lot. So um, just my opinions, my thoughts, and a lot of their experiences that they have are really parallel with my experience that I had um, without taking it. And it's like how they say, um, it's the serotonin, the melatonin within the brain that we have, and DMT. That's natural, and I've said quite a few times that it was felt like it was this chemical reaction that I had within my body, and the outcome was finding peace and love within myself, like the Greeks say, the gnosis, to know thyself, um, and it's just the stories that I read, I mean, ayahuasca through the plants, nature that have been around since the beginning of time. And, just think about all the building structure that we have here now and everywhere else you go, whether you go to Europe, anywhere around there, there's a lot of building now. So, nature is pretty much being hidden more and more as time progresses. And we were born in the 21st century. We don't get that experience of just walking around in nature, except if you go somewhere like the Pinnacles where I live next to. It's just forests and such like that. And you lose yourself in nature. You get to listen to the birds, the silence, the squirrels running around, just everything. It's really calming and relaxing. A lot of stillness there, to just lose yourself in nature. And I feel like it was all natural. All these plants and everything, whether it be for achy bones, all the holistic way, achy bones to pulled muscles, everything that we experience, things that they experienced back then. What did they do? They went to the plants, and I feel like it's all natural. And nowadays it's like everything's illegal here in the States, just about, with the exception I found out, I didn't know, because I'm interested in doing ayahuasca, and just to see if I can mimic the experience that I had without doing it, because it really sounds very similar to everything that I experienced on a higher level, not of this world, otherworldly. And I feel like it's, I feel like we're all trying to find love, peace within yourself. And this is a way to experience that through a journey, a spiritual journey. And I was just looking up ayahuasca, and everything's out of the country, with the exception of what I saw was Santa Cruz, Oakland, and Denver, and two of them being close by, within 30 to 50 miles, maybe 80 miles, one of them. But it brings me to Santa Cruz because that's where my dad was born and raised. That's where we grew up. After moving, after living in Salinas, he moved to Salinas, and we spent a lot of our time there in Santa Cruz. So it was like I've been talking about moving there, um, my wife and I, and it's like before I even knew all this, I've always had Santa Cruz within my heart. So it just it's just like parallel synchronicity. I feel, um, a healing to heal. That's what I see in the ayahuasca. It's to heal your inner soul, to your inner self, to break down those barriers. I feel like it's like, we have all this chaos within our bodies a lot of times, and we're not able to surrender it. And I feel like with just thinking about the ayahuasca, and how they go through the steps to get to that point of taking it, I feel it's like a cleansing process. You're like a vessel, and the more you're cleansed, the more information you can get, of the meaning of life within yourself. Uh, and so I feel like it opens up everything, all the channels within your body. And when that chemical is released in your body, I feel like it opens everything up to your brain, from your root to your brain. And you're able to experience a lot of spiritual um, things within your body. And I just feel like it's very similar. And I feel like, society has condoned what you can and can't do. And I think that's taken your creative side away. Um, as they say, the right hemisphere of the brain. You only work with one side of your brain most of the time, because we're told what to do and what not to do. And it's like not being able to think for yourself. And to me, it's like learning a solid foundation. It's teaching you that. It's like destroying everything what you thought of and starting from scratch. This ayahuasca, plant medicine, I feel like it's everything you thought you knew. It's out the door, and you can start fresh, with a new thought, um, of morality, ethics. What the Greeks were saying way back when, thousands of years ago. It's all based on that. It's like, it's not based on lies. I feel like that's what it was for me. Like, that's how my foundation started, was, based on lies. And I feel like our bodies are meant for truth. Our bodies are meant for peace. Our bodies are meant for stillness, for calmness. But it's, what you see outside of you, the society, a lot of times it's not like that. We put our bodies into chaos. And I feel like we're all looking for that peace. And that's what I felt when I experienced what I did. Was peace. Like I said in my last video, I felt peace, calmness, stillness. It was like I was destroying corruption. And it's like a chain link. There's corruption all over the place, in high societies. Always looking to better yourself, being selfish in a way, and it's more about learning about being selfless and doing for others. And I feel like, that's the route I was teaching my kids, to fend for yourself and to survive. It's survival of the fittest, but it's not. It's not survival of the fittest. It's survival of the all. Being a unity is one. To come together and be able to figure out all these questions, have answers to these solutions, and solutions on gaining more peace. And I feel like, the shamans, how they direct you, they guide you along the way to learn within yourself. And I just kind of think about how, way back when the Greeks, how, in a way, I'll just kind of bring one thing up, the Eleusinian mysteries, and how they worshipped the goddess, the priestess, that brought their so-called, spiritual ritual drink. And the woman was important. And I feel like somewhere along the line, it was more like men took over and said, this is what needs to be. And I feel like men created a lot of war. And the way I feel, like I said, it's my opinion, because I felt that within my body. I'm not saying it's just men, but I'm saying the majority, that's where it started, I feel, is the anger that I had in my body was so potent. I was headed for destruction. And I see it, outside of me as well. There's a lot of destruction. I mean, there's a lot of peace too, but I just feel like we have to more think about it, stop and think and breathe and just be able to listen to that other person. Our first reaction is defense, and I feel like it should be offense. It should be caring and nurturing and listening to one's problems. We all have the same problems. It's like before I used to just think my problems, me, that was it. I never thought about the other person, like I've said before, what the other person was going through, that I was talking to, that was in front of me. I never thought about what pain they have, because I feel like everybody has pain. Everybody suffers. And it's a matter of just learning how to have peace within your body. And I feel like this ayahuasca, DMT, is somewhat of a spiritual search, a spiritual journey, to learn. And it reminds us, it's been going on for thousands and thousands of years. And I feel like, wars that were created through different structures that were created through different structures had told us this is how we need to be. If not, you were burned at the stake or whatever it was. It was like not being able to be yourself. And to me, that's important, to be able to be yourself. It teaches you so much more, and not to worry about what other people think. Just create love and peace within yourself, and it will be expressed outwardly, and not worrying about what other people think. It's just, I was just thinking, like, for so long I always thought like this is how I needed to be because of society. I needed to show my strength and be strong and not show emotions and such. And I feel like that took me farther away from nature. It just reminds me of, I've done mushrooms in the past a couple times, maybe in my life, and just reminded me of that because I was reading of ayahuasca and DMT. It just brought me back even farther, a part of my life that I forgot about. It was in my, I want to say, probably late 80s to early 90s. I was in party mode then, and I was young. I was in my roughly late teens to early 20s, and it just reminded me of the time I did mushrooms. I was out in it was in between Salinas and Monterey Highway. It's a place called Laguna Seca Ranch at the time. It's not there anymore. It's Pasadena now. They mowed everything out, and it's these big old homes, and it just reminds me of, that was one place that I did it. I had a really good friend that worked together in construction, and I would hang out with him all the time. And it was out on a ranch where, there was just, you could just lose yourself in nature right there. You can go four-wheeling and stuff. And I had my Australian Shepherd dog. It was one of my favorite dogs that I ever had. I was just really close with her. And one night I remember, we were drinking, and he said, "I have mushrooms." And I was like, whoa, I was thinking about that. So I took them, and I don't know, it was maybe 2 hours later, whatever it was. I forget how long it took, but it took a little while to kick in. And I was like, whoa. And I mean, I had to be by myself. It was like, I think about that time when I take myself back when I jumped in my truck and went farther into the ranch, where it was just trees, grass, where I had to stick in four-wheel drive. And I had my dog with me, and it just reminds me of how it was so beautiful, just because I remember laying on the ground, just looking up to the stars, and it was so black, and just all the stars were just lit up. And I had my dog right next to me. She was laying right next to me, and I swear this dog could understand English, because she everything I said, she would just hear me. It was just funny, because she's just a very smart dog, and just her facial expressions all the time. But I just remember just being in nature, and it was such a beautiful feeling. That was another time I was really happy. I remember that, and it just brings back the experience and how I'm thinking about ayahuasca. That feeling, that loving feeling, where my guard had been let down, of just being able to feel that. And it was nature. I was out in nature. It just it connects you to the earth. And I was just thinking about, like I said, the ayahuasca, and I've been doing research, and I want to research it more and stuff. But just a lot of the, I know I've talked about, I read the DMT dialogues, alien conspiracy theory, and it's like they're just trying to, I feel like they're trying to find truth, and that's what it's about, is finding truth within yourself and peace. And who doesn't want to find that? And whose right is it to say they're wrong? It's something that they know inside them, that's what they choose. And to me, I feel like I'm steering towards that way. because it's about learning about yourself. And that was it. I think I was just thinking about that. I feel like you learn about within yourself, you learn spiritually of worths, of what you're worth and what everything else is worth to you. Um, and I want to know that feeling again. I mean, I know it. I can close my eyes and feel it, but I just want to be able to try and replicate it in a way. Um, and I think that's it. I think ayahuasca is what I'm going to try. So, yeah, everything has been steering me towards that. It's like they say, like gnosis and Sophia, like knowledge and wisdom, to know yourself within. Um, so that's it. But yeah, thank you.